Hello guys, welcome back. We are here again with some more Hellcase stuff. Now, some of you from yesterday know that I'm going to just talk to you guys a little bit. Obviously, we're going in very, very shortly. I want to know how my mic is sounding because I have had some technical problems today with sort of echoes and stuff. And I noticed in the chat people saying like the music was just redoing itself and relaying itself. And I'm hoping that it's not a problem I can't fix. It seems like it's okay, but you'll have to let me know if everything sounds okay. Either way, can quickly bring up the maps on the screen just while we are going to be going into this knife round. Of course, we start off on cash. It's good? It's all good? Okay. I think it's like XSplit updated itself, and I'm just sat there like, why? Why have you done this to me right at the beginning of one of my matches? But either way, we've got our first map of cash, then nuke, interestingly. Now, I know that Pride love to throw in these sort of maps that a lot of teams don't play. They throw them into the mix quite a bit. When Inferno first came out, they were loving it. They were like, let's put Inferno in. Let's catch everyone off guard. And they had some dominating performances on that map. And a lot of teams do not like to play nuke. So for them to sort of have these obscure maps, yeah, I use XSplit. And there's a reason why. The reason why is I can have all these beautiful little overlays and transitions and nice little screens with timers and stuff. And I don't have to do jack. That's the reason why I have them. The Starladder supply it all. Wonderful, wonderful stuff from them. And it makes my life very, very easy. So if someone wants to set all that up for me on another piece of software like OBS, then sure, I will gladly take it. But for now, XSplit is the one because it's beautiful. Either way, I just spoke in game for a sec. We're going to be going into our pistol round. CT side is for Pride, and we're going to see Luz going for this aggressive peek. Neno will start things off, though. Takes the first headshot, denies the aggression of the CT side, and ultimately ruins their initial setup as well. Means that now the Ts, they really can take their time. They don't have to do too much in this situation. They're just going to be waiting to see if there's further aggression. And it's pretty easy to sort of gamble that there will be. Because you've got to take into consideration now the CTs are down a man. Yes, they have arguably the better pistols. The ones that are one shot to the head even at range. But at the same time, they're a man down. And if the Ts just gather up, it should be nigh on impossible with the trading available. X's. He's going to be spotting over towards this B site, and with the bomb looking like it's going to head in that direction, he may have a lot of people coming his way relatively soon. Going to play patience. Now, interestingly, CT side have gambled quite heavily over towards A. There is actually a smoke as well over on Emmy, which could be interesting, but in fact, it's going to be a little bit of a push in towards middle, which Morales will be able to find one, but it's a trade, and now this is going to be the split onto the B side. Exus will be here on his own, needs to at least find one, probably two if they're going to be able to save this, or at least buy some time, and he's bought a bit. Reitz will be the one to double down and gets himself a couple, but it's all onto Maniz, the star of the show for this team, but he's not going to spot, but actually gets away with it. Neno's going to completely miss his shots, leaving it into the 1 versus 1. Now, there isn't a kill on Maniz, so he has to move quickly. Needs to get himself forward towards that bomb. It's Hunter, the cousin of Mr. Nico himself. Probably doesn't like me calling that every time I cast him, but either way, we'll see what he can do. Not spotting out his opponent. All the shots being missed, but eventually Maniz will win this. And the man advantage, the chance to win that pistol just goes the wrong way, and I have no idea how that first kill goes the way of Maniz. Makes absolutely no sense. He's not even looking in the right direction, but it doesn't matter. It will go their way. And Pride, they have themselves the pistol. The major starts in July. If you mean the qualifier, I actually don't know. One of the minors, EU minors soon. It may even be tomorrow. I think today is a media day, right? I'm excited to see who actually makes it through. That qualifier, the overall qualifier is going to be nuts. But yeah, Maniz is a beast. I think we all knew that. Absolute tank. Now we're going to see minimal investment from this T side. Of course, we know that they got the bomb down. So, not going to have any problems with their money. A little bit further investment on a few of them who just had some spare cash. You can see Neno with 3 kills. He can buy a Deagle, still have 2,500, which will leave him on 4,900, which is roughly enough to get all of the nades that you desire. Yeah, I think the EU minus tomorrow, but the media day is today. That's why you might see a lot of pictures and stuff. So, be good to see that. way, we are going to have the T's again, playing patient. But look at the position of Hunter. Now, the fact that he's got here, slightly ridiculous. Shouldn't have been able to. There is a player in middle. Neno actually going to go pushing. Morales is around that corner waiting in the Z connector. But Maniz will spot one. However, they may not know that Hunter has already got that far aggressive. So there's a chance for a bit of damage. The problem is having two players over towards this quad slash MBK area is going to make things very, very difficult. This is online. This is all online. It is the Hellcase Cup. There will be a spot, I think, to get into the first stage of the qualifier for Star Series. So something a little bit extra along with the money. But either way, crossfire in. Actually, Emmy going to get one. If they can get this kill, there we go. Hunter finally sneaks in from behind. He's been waiting for a while. Plays it well. Actually going to make this close. Back to a 3 versus 3. The problem is they don't have any armor. Aim punch is going to be a problem. Although there's no more clearing nades. It's still going to come down to just the pushes. X is already starting off with one and can wipe out all three, in fact, as he does the work with the SMG. Maniz will be calling in a pause. Now, we saw some ping issues for a couple of teams earlier in the tournament yesterday when it began. The game is too loud. Okay. Let me just try fiddling with some settings. It might just be my in-game volume overall, so I'll just try turning down the PC volume. And also, my mic seems a bit quiet, which I'm not sure if that's the case. It looks quieter than normal. Maybe if I boost that up a bit. Is that... that's pretty loud. Let's try about this volume. And hopefully that will sort everything out. And then, like I said, had a few sound issues again. This is Tom again, yes. I had a lot of fun yesterday, so I decided to come back. Also, I'm employed, but that's not the point. Much better? Okay. Yeah, I think just a couple of... No sound now. No sound, of course. This is nothing to do with... I'm from the UK. Oh, you mean them. Of course, I was thinking, you're blaming my sound issues on the Polish? That seems weird, but no. Okay, you're talking about in-game. You're talking about this little chat that they're having. You never know. I always like to see tech issues because what I put it down to is either someone forgot to go to the toilet or pizza. Like pizza delivery. Like if I was middle of a game, someone delivers me a pizza, I'm not going to have that conversation. What do? TeamSpeak problem. That's the one. That's the one. If you see... the amount of times that TeamSpeak seems to break is very peculiar, it has to be said. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I've actually never had a problem with TeamSpeak. I don't use it all that often. I mix up between TeamSpeak, Discord. But, yeah, I've never had a problem. b.dragons is Bogdan. Wow. We'll see. Maybe if someone gets hurt and they drop the AWP. Bogdan's law. But yeah. It's a long pizza. Or he actually has broken his mouth. Oh, I'm not. I'm sponsored by TeamSpeak. I wish. Thank you. Is it Lucas Spaz? I feel like that might be wrong, but either way. I like Discord. I think because I'm a simple person and it's a simple software. I want to join a TeamSpeak. I click on their TeamSpeak. I click on their room. Not TeamSpeak. Why did I say TeamSpeak? Discord. I click on their room. You use Skype. You are part of the minority. Skype drives me mad. I've met some of the people in Estonia because I think it's an Estonian concept and they were just like, it's terrible. But either way, not sponsored by any of them. Hello, right hand. I always notice. I always notice. Either way, we're back in. The mouse, the pizza, whatever it was, has been fixed. Created a war of the chats. But yeah. CT side. Not too much dedication over towards the A side at the moment, but with two players on highway, they've got very quick rotations available. Hashtag... Damn, I didn't put the command in that sellout takes you to my Twitter. May do that. May do that. Go full sellout. Exclamation mark caster in the chat, guys. Don't forget. Luz. Seemed like he was getting ready to go aggressive. Okay, it's going to be the second flash. One is not quite enough for these CT-sided players. They want more. They want more flashbangs, although he can only have 2, so they won't be able to throw any more out. T's looking to try and take middle. Now, b.dragons were very good on cash yesterday. Almost lost on cobble. It started a comeback from Team 123. The Danes built up some momentum. Yeah, I don't say hello right hand too often, of course. Either way, Luz going to be picking up one Maniz with the crossfire. Attempted to go for more his Reeds, and actually through the smoke will be Morels. But it is just going to be a trade at the moment. X is continuing forward, and then Luz pushes in, finds that pick, and makes it 3-0. The early buy not working out at all. How much did Skype pay me? I wish they did. Skype was actually made by a Dane, Swede, and some Estonians, yeah. I was in Estonia, so they're obviously going to tell me that it was all them, right? Like, you just basically just tell them, oh, yeah, no, it was all us. No one else. It's like when Boris Johnson told people that the English made ping pong while he was in China. Some people just enjoy the lies. Either way, couple of kills. Obviously, this is more of an eco-round scenario. They've got themselves some deagles. They're looking to do some damage. But so far, it's not going too well. Morels clearly doesn't like the team picture. He's not a fan of the Pride logo, so he's gone for a HD Illuminati eye with some water on it. Clearly, it's working. He's found himself a kill in this round. Takes a lot of damage. Letney with a chance to do some extra for himself. How much CS do I play? I play quite a bit, actually. I could probably go check if you really wanted to know. I've got, like, 3,000 hours on the game. That's what you're asking. But yeah, I enjoy playing CS. Not very good. I will throw that straight out the window. Like, anybody who casts CS, there's normally a reason, right? Who wins the Hellcase Cup? I think it's a bit early. It's a bit early to be saying. Yeah, I was about to say you can't be watching the stream in 1080 because I'm streaming it in 720. Do I enjoy the community? Sometimes. Kebab pizza. That sounds unhealthy, but it sounds awesome. Back on the buy though. Gotta focus. That's my job, remember? We're gonna have the flashbang into main again, and it's Luz. Somehow gets away with one there. I think a couple of players must have been blind, but luckily even, Emmy and Hunter are there to trade things back, leaving it into a 4 versus 3. Got Maniz still trying to fight things back, but the site has fallen. All 3 players actually over towards Truck, which limits their attempt to come back in, but at the same time, it means that trading them is going to be very difficult, especially if they peek into the horde of players, although now we see a rotation back around. There's actually a player on highway as well, but Maniz is going to win that duel anyway, leaving it into a 2 versus 3. Somehow, Pride are beginning to bring this back. They don't have any more utility to force them out of situations, but they can smoke them off. Emmy, even while low, able to get himself a kill. But X is going to go force the issue, finds that one, leaves it all onto Hunter. He is the man to watch in this situation, gets the first, going to go pushing back around, but Exus has got him down to just 7 HP. And now running in through the corner, 1 is all he needs. And that will be just the first round. So very close. What is your rank? I am supreme. I am supreme. Ah, supremely terrible. No, I am actually. That is my rank. I don't feel like I deserve it, though, as I'm just playing 1 match now to make sure I don't get D-ranked, because I hate the look of the chicken. I don't want chicken rank. I really don't want chicken rank ever again. Either way. Got that push coming in. Exus on the AWP, going to be pushing around this corner, but I think he spots the player in front and then switches who he's aiming for, and because of that hit, neither. Reeks, though, is available. Trades things back. The push through from Letney. Looking for a little bit more. Reeks still able to bring it back to a 3 versus 3, which is important in this retake scenario. And actually, oh, Morels, the lucky Illuminati eye, just getting away with that one. Luz in the corner. Will they know he's dropped? Yes, they will. Neno doing the damage. Lovely no-scope from Maniz, but this leaves it all onto Emmy on the site. Got 2 players to find, and he has absolutely no chances. Maniz will win the round again. He's 9-2 at the moment, sitting at the top, strong. That will be a problematic scenario now. But the extra 1,400 plus the bomb, they might actually be considering forcing this. Now you have to remember, I always say, add 1,900 to whatever they have. Do they have a better buy? The answer in this scenario is yes. They will have AKs on every single player, and they can even have a decent amount of utility. So, from the T's perspective, I like this. They're going to go for a minimal buy. Not go all in, not spend all their money, and make sure they can have a buy in the next round. Now, if they had forced it, it's easy to come up with an argument why they would have done it. It's not too difficult in that scenario to say, okay, they got it down to what? 2 players surviving. The CT's money is not in a good condition either. So if they force it, then they can try and do damage that way. But instead, they're going to play the safer game, which is respectable either way. Have you ever tried to go pro? No. Why do they call it quick scopes and not no scopes? Firstly, I just feel like quick scope is a COD term. I hate that term. Also, no scope sounds cooler. And finally, because I just got it wrong. Where am I from? I am from the UK. Very, very close to London. Right hand, I see you, but you can't expect shout outs all day, every day. I'll run out of stuff to do. How does one get into casting? You could even cast MM. Not even kidding. Then send it to someone. Even send it to me. Ask for tips. Most people in Counter-Strike are happy to help. What do you think about VP versus Stralis? I think it's going to be an exciting match. But unless Virtus Pro can change how they've been playing recently, I think Astralis should be taking that one. Nice start, though. Down middle, we see Emmy picking up that first kill onto Morales. Now remember, this is only a half buy. All this is planned to do is cause extra damage, have that small amount of potential to get them around, and then the rest is all about their buy in the next. They've got the 4v4. Obviously, just losing a player is going to make things a little bit more difficult, but Reitz is low on HP. Who's going to come in? Emmy. Capitalizes on the aggressive position. Again, it's trading back, but these rounds are becoming a little bit too close for comfort, considering the investment, and Neto from there. What is that? Just hits the headshot onto Maniz while running. This game is ridiculous. And now we look towards the T's. Can they hold on to this round? That would be something completely different. A huge boost to their economy. Weapons found. It is a 2 versus 2. Now, Reitz is already low. Exus has an AWP, so this retake really isn't in the best scenario. Emmy going to find the first, and already problems have arose. Reach has got so much to do, and they dual peek him at once. That is smart. How will you be able to know when the other team can buy and then buy pistols? Oh, what you mean? Well, just knowing how much money they will get in the next round. I think that's what you mean. Like, how do I know how much money they're gonna have? It's because it's a set. It goes up by 400 every time. How much they get in each round, up to 300-400, and that's the loss bonus. So they were pretty much only half investing. Yeah, pistols are balanced. You are correct. Aggressive push from Joxic will be starting things off. Actually, the amount of damage done in the previous round has actually been enough to reset the CT side. They're going to be saving themselves. 500. Okay, I'm an idiot. Whatever. I know the numbers. Maths is difficult. Hunter also finding it difficult to hit the head of Morales. Joxic with the pistol. Damage again. This is all about damage in these rounds. I don't think either of the teams are really expecting to win those rounds. When one comes off, it's lovely for the amount of money that this T side is able to make. But either way, we're now looking at the CTs. Actually, double echoing. I'm surprised by this. The fact that this is something I spoke about yesterday, and I'm not a fan of. If you're going to buy in this second round, like half, spend your money, why not do it in the first round, have more of a chance of resetting the economy, and when the T's are going to have a slightly weaker buy as well. And then, if it doesn't work, then you eco the next round to get to your buy. I don't understand ecoing, then going for more of an investment than you had in the first, because even if you did a lot of damage here, you're not going to reset them because they've just had a free round. It doesn't really make much sense. It's just a weird thing that a lot of teams do. I think it's when they realize, actually, we want an AWP, or actually, we want extra utility. But that's something you need to be thinking about a round or two in advance. Like, you should be able to do the maths of it. Either way, it's one of those things that I'm not a huge fan of. I think you need to be thinking a little bit further in advance. Maybe they'll be able to do a load of damage here, make me look like a fool, which happens a lot. Because it's very easy to sort of theorize how these rounds are going to go down, but Counter-Strike in general is very difficult to actually gauge, especially when the pistols are so overpowered. $300 gun, one shot to the face. Genius. Anyway, nice position from Luz. Up close. I can't get anything done, even though it's one shot. He doesn't hit one shot, so unfortunate there. Morale's from range, gonna try and make the 5-7 do what it shouldn't be able to do. Rink's spamming away as well, but he will get nothing done. Maniz pushing back in, doing damage, but 4 players surviving. That's the most important thing for b.dragons, getting that economy rolling. As you can see, nice amount of money. CT side, as said, they sort of went for that mix buy in the last round with the UMP and a few pistols, so they could get to this one. So Maniz is on the AWP. He has been... oh, pretty much the most effective player in the server, and as I say it, Joxic is gone. It will be a nice trade, though. Letney, very close to dying. Survives with 10 HP, but he will walk away from the situation, and I thought we were going to see Bogdan's Law for a second, but instead they actually dropped the AWP from Hunter to Neno instead, so it's not... yeah, that's questionable. Now, he's standing on the body of his teammate who did the same thing. Now, I understand you've got to be confident going in this game. You've got to have those sort of plays where you think, okay, I can do this. But if you do the same thing that your teammate just did, I don't know what you're expecting to happen. Like, Maniz is just going to... oh, I did this a minute ago. I'll just do it again. A little bit silly. Either way. We are going to have that push coming into A main. Now, there's only 2 players here, so they will have an advantage. The late smoke is going to be frustrating when you try and set up for your push and something just holds you there for 10-15 seconds. Doubts start to spring into your mind. Questions can be raised, but the Molotovs will go out. I don't think that's close enough in. Luz is going to be able to stay in the corner. That is a big Molotov, and because of it, Luz is going to get one for free. Now, Maniz has to try and survive on the site, and he will do just that. Morale's... oh, actually combines with Exus, who finishes off one more. Pride. 6-4. T-side, after having this sort of couple of freebie rounds, as said, they'll be able to buy comfortably. Why do I think that VP are in a slump? I think it's just VP. Like, they get into form, they start playing effectively. They're very good players, and sometimes it just takes them to get beaten down a bit to make them step their game up a bit. I think they'll come back stronger at some point. I think you'd be mad to bet against it, although it has been quite a while. BD does not stand for Bogdan, although I wish it did. Our hero and savior. Good. 2-man highway presence once again. Of course, this enables quick rotations, as said, but Luz gonna be waiting. Spots out the first, but the UMP not looking so good now, is it, boys? Loving it. Glad that that SMG isn't quite as overpowered as it used to be, especially at range. Maniz trying to find a gap in the smoke, looking over towards quad. Common position to be held. Nobody peeking the angle at the moment, and already we're going to see Joxic find another. The reset looming once again for this CT side, and the question I have to ask is it worth fighting? They have decided it is not, but in the meantime, Hunter takes a 3rd player. They're also trying to hold them in. Emmy going for the hunt, and that flash is not going to be enough. Reetz, he needs to get out of here alive, otherwise their buy in the next round is going to be impossible. Don't know why he's fighting here. Eventually, we'll look to fade back, but now he has to worry about Hunter, who's very well placed, but just misses the timing. They may just survive. I don't think he spotted him go into the toxic room, and that will get Reetz a kill. How's my day? My day has involved playing FIFA, getting very angry, and then not playing FIFA anymore. I think FIFA is the only game that can infuriate me more than CS. It genuinely drives me up the wall. Because I suck at it. But I do not believe I suck at it. I blame the opponent or EA. As we saw, a lot of damage done. The problem with that is you now look at the sort of money. It's not the worst case scenario for the CT side. They do still have 3 rifles and AWP. But a CZ, not really the best. Now, the position he's playing is actually very smart because the likelihood is for them to actually find him, they have to go close. And that's going to give him a huge advantage because pistols are silly. Now, Maniz with the AWP. We've seen how deadly he's been over towards middle so far. I don't really want to see too much of a solo challenge, but over towards this B site, we see Joxic step up. Finds the kill on Taritz. Splits the defense. And this is the big problem at the moment because now they have to get back into the round. They have to try and find more presence on the map. And that involves Exus going aggressive towards B once again. He's through the wall goes Joxic, but they're still going to be losing that site. He's trying to find more. The wall bangs is all he has at the moment. It is not looking good once again. Spots a player attempting to cross to the site, and that'll be the bomb down. And this is the position that realistically should be called default on this map. The back of the bomb. Just here. That should be default. I don't know why anybody calls default just in front of the boxes. That is a terrible plant position. We can see. CT side will be falling back. They are going to be saving their weapons and even looking forward into the next round. Only 1900 added in. Can't really afford to drop anything. I'd like to see them just straight up eco. Do you cast often? Yes. I am employed by Starladder pretty much full time. And I try to cast other events in between. So, yeah, I cast quite a bit. Haven't done a huge amount of lands other than Starladder ones. So it's probably why I'm not too well known. And I've not really got in with the SL, which would be nice. I'd like to work for all of these companies if I can in the future, but hey, I'm still enjoying myself. Now, 6-6. b.dragons on the comeback. Now, the CT side yesterday was very good. How much do you get paid? Well, that is a secret. Dollar bills. I'm actually paid in euros, so it doesn't really make much sense, but... And he's looking for the aggression. Of course, he has to do something in this round. Because he's the one with the AWP. Now, I already said I wanted to see them save. So this buy coming out from Pride, I'm not a fan of. Now, does that mean it will not work? No. But at the moment, not so good. Morale's going to go aggressive. Taking the long-range duel doesn't pay off for him at all. Oh, no, it's not an insult. It's fine. Don't take anything personally. Don't worry, guys. I am probably the most sarcastic person you'll ever meet in your life, so... If you can make me genuinely upset, you probably deserve an award. Wait. Exus. He's got a lot of work on his hands. 3 players pushing through, and the spray's not there. He does some damage, which may help his team out, but this is looking like a recurring theme at the moment for Pride. They're investing into these rounds and forcing themselves into safe positions. And it's better for them in terms of economy, right? It's better for them in terms of, okay, they save the weapons, they can go for an extra buy. They can possibly save a bit of cash along the way. The problem is, it's also great for the T's economy, which is booming. They're also winning round after round, which is helping them a lot. Now, these extra couple of kills may not seem like a big deal, but considering the amount of money that we currently see over on this CT side, the extra $600 could make a big difference, especially now they've actually managed to find a rifle. So they may actually have a reasonable buy in the next round, rather than these weird forces that we've seen. So hopefully they'll be able to hold on to this weaponry and we can actually have more of a brawl in the next round. And yeah, they will. Every single one of the players surviving. Very low players over on the T side, so they're happy to just keep their remaining weaponry. And Luz can drop a rifle. Reets can come pretty close. $50, that's a shame. Maybe we should go back in the VOD and see if he bought any decoys and notice the difference. But it'll probably be a FAMAS. Yep, FAMAS in. Glad to see this weapon coming back into play. Oh, you want to know my Twitter? Well, what you do is you type !caster in the chat, and that should bring up a link if it hasn't broken, which does occasionally happen. And then I look like a fool. But, yeah. See, look. No, his ! sellout. He's in front of me. Oh, God. Ignore the Starladder com. My name is not TomTom. I'm not SatNav. My middle name's actually James. Not that anybody cares. Reflash in, though, from the CT side. They look for more aggression. They look to try and find a little bit more control of the map. But as of yet, nobody here. They're going to get it. There's still presence over towards Squeaky, though, so Emmy won't allow them to go too aggressive. Actually, the door's going to be closed. Now, the T side, they've only got 45 seconds, so they do have to make their move eventually. And this position currently held by Luz could make things quite interesting. Now, what you have to realize is the CTs have re-smoked this. They've left it so that they think it's completely clear. Now, you see a smoke, you're not going to expect the guy to be in this corner. And rightly so, because it doesn't make any sense. Why would they smoke it? Why would there be someone here? Now, let's see if they think that way. No, it looks like Neno is smarter than I am, and this is the reason that he is the professional, and I am the lowly scrub. Morel's now waiting in the corner. They're not going to check this again. I'm not sure what's going on with that MPK position, but it doesn't matter, because they're killing everyone else in return. The CT side left with 2 players to try and fight this one. They will be throwing the Molotov in, and actually, Jogsik's going to sit in there. Exus now finding that kill, opens back up the round. Look at the HP. Neno, Letny, with 42 HP between them. In fact, 112. Mats is all they have. But it doesn't matter, because Letny's going to warp them as he picks up off the body of Joksik, who may not be having a star performance, but his AWP's still getting kills. Now, Walt, Binary Dragons, 8-6. And I genuinely think that Pride have actually forced themselves out of this game with literally the 4 spies. Haven't made much sense. However, this time they try and go for some B-sided aggression. They find themselves the first kill, but they've surrendered mid in the meantime, which gives huge amounts of control. Hunter has just been the bane of this CT side so far, able to sneak through, and he's going to spot them again, but the timing gets the better of him. He'll go down to Maniz, and this will actually give the man advantage over to the CT side. The bomb still sits back. They know that one of the players at least is in Squeaky. Now, they are going to switch back watching towards Highway. The smoke goes down, but it's got a gap in it. Actually, Neno's going to be able to even up the scoreline once again. The bomb looking tempted to edge towards that B site, but actually taking more of a peek out middle. Morels and Luz still sit. Let's say so. Neno just doing so much damage. I'm not sure how he's got away with this much. They've known he's been there for the last minute, and he's still doing work. Flash goes out. Morel's able to even up the scoreline once again, but now it's all on to Reets. He couldn't quite stop the bomb planter. Knows there's one on the site, but is yet to find the position of Letny. Has to try and clear these angles. Spots the first, picks him off as well. Leaves it into this 1v1 scenario with Joksik peeking out, and he hasn't had the best of halves, but he will still have those impact kills which win them rounds. 9-6. Pride off to a very good start with a 5-1 scoreline, but they will throw it away with some overzealous 4 spies. And he's still 17-7 though. If he can keep this up, then sure. T-side may be where they bring things back. The problem is, it's very often you see a good half and then a switch up and then that player falls off. And if that's the case, then, well, Pride could have a little bit of a problem. They haven't actually noticed. There's 2 players who pushed all the way into this mid-angle. And then are going to take the advantage, and now they can fight them from behind, spamming away, but they don't actually know there's a second player as well. Morels is going to be able to get one, but Hunter is still in the back lines, and as the push from Manise comes out onto B, he'll be going down as well. Morels, the only one left alive, and as the pistol goes the way of b.dragons, the start to this half is looking a little bit bleak for Pride. The real Pimpzilla is a savage. Savage name as well. I'm guessing nobody has, like, the real Pimpzilla 1. Thank you, Gannon. I appreciate it. Push out with the Tech 9s. Being absolutely wrecked at this point in time. Reek's the only one to get a kill at the moment, and as they try to bring something back in this round, the UMPs will be enough. Money made for the CTs as well. It'll be a miserable investment into the next round for Pride, as they have to save to try and get rifles in the next. And b.dragons going to be set with all of the conversion rounds and the money boost that they get off it. Now, Letney may actually just opt to keep the Tech 9. Now, this... Okay. What are Pride doing? Like, this is silly. This is actually silly. Like, I know it's unexpected that in this round anything will come in, so they may be able to catch their opponents off guard, but you don't force this round. Look at the nade! Oh, it did so much damage. That is just brutal, but Exus actually bringing this back to at least an interesting scenario, making things questionable. Nade gonna go out. Exus gonna be very low after that. 32 HP. Bomb will go down. In the next round, they get 2,400 plus any extra money they have, but never mind. Maybe they get quite a bit more, as he brings it down to a 1 versus 1, 2 HP. Exus. Oh, no, that's just bad. Like, the Molotov forcing him out of position. He can't even touch that Molotov. He has to be right on the edge of it. If he spreads, he is dead. Look at him check it. But he's actually going to bait them out. Exus manages it. That is not a strategy I condone. At all. But Exus is a beast. So, maybe it doesn't matter. I still stand by that was stupid. But sometimes stupid things work in Counter-Strike. 11-7. Exus saving his team, and sometimes potato plays can work. Now, well, CT side, they're actually the ones struggling with money. We've got a 5-7 on one, UMP on another, but we've still got Letney with the AWP. Now, we've seen this a little bit with their team, that they switch who the primary AWPer is, or at least switch who's playing it, depending on how things are actually going. Now the T's at a man disadvantage. As I've seen in the chat. A reset blooming. Or looming even. Blooming would be to do with a flower, which may not make very much sense. Sounds almost beautiful. Looming. A little bit creepier. T's setting up over towards this A main spot once again. They managed to do it with pistols. So what does that say, chat? That means they're going to lose this one, right? Of course, because pistols are more powerful than the actual weaponry. Already, Letney starts off with 1, looking for a little bit more with that AWP. Already got 2, a third for him in this round, leaving Luz and, well, just Luz. 8 HP. That'll be the clear out. b.dragons get themselves the 12th. And they will be heavily in the advantage now, because you have to remember that is a reset round for this T side. Now, they've been forcing an awful lot in this game, which I haven't been a fan of. Will they do it again? Not overly. They're just going to go for a little bit of a half-buy, use the extra cash that they have, 1,900 into their bank accounts next round, and a bomb plant would be enough to pretty much give them a full buy. It's not going to be a bad buy either way, but they want all that extra utility. Now, if you see the spots they're actually taking, if they're going to go through Squeaky, this is pretty much a full setup for a bomb plant. try and explode out the door, and you're only a meter or so away from the site. The problem is there's actually 2 players over towards this quad and MBK position, and they're just going to have this little crossfire going. Wonderful setup. Pretty much the perfect read up against a bomb plant. Manise able to get 1. Well, they shouldn't allow him to do anything more in this situation. They don't really need this kill. All he has is a Tech 9 and some Kevlar. It's not going to be fatal if he saves this into the next round. Albeit, Joxic peeks out. 13-7. I just woke up from a nap. I actually can't nap. I think there's something wrong with me. Like, sleeping in the day, my body just doesn't agree with it. So I pretty much just have the most messed up sort of sleep schedule of going to bed very, very late and getting up late as well. But, yeah, just a weird person. I'm sure there's many, many more people who have that as well, but, yeah, I just can't nap. I have problems. 13-7. Full utility up for this CT side. No bomb plant, of course, in the previous round. I've been casting probably for about nearly 2 years, probably a year and a half. Not professionally, like not full-time employed, but yeah. I think my first like proper LAN event was one of the Star Series ones, which was in May 2016. So if you want to talk maybe professionally, like when I actually got employed, that will be the big one. And my chat that I just had on the side has just crashed. So I will come back to you guys in a minute. Just going to cast the round, of course, which is arguably my job, but let's ignore that fact. That nade could be absolutely wonderful. Oh, they even throw in a second as well to tag 3 players down for about 40 HP. Now the push is going to come in, but mid control looking good at the moment for this CT side. Even the peak coming out blind from Neno. Exus will be able to trade 1. But that's not looking too good. It's only really him doing anything at the moment, although he has support from Reetz. Somehow, even when walking into the blender, they brought this back, but Letney on the AWP once again. Gonna give them the man advantage. Joxic just sat on the B side, so if anything, Exus could gain himself a 1 versus 1 wherever he goes. Now, he knows that Letney has gone up towards the A site. The problem is he doesn't know the position, and he's only got 15 seconds to deal with it, and this is a lovely spot from Letney, just holding above, playing things passively. He knows his opponent has to go for the bomb plant, but actually he's going to give Exus the chance, and dropping down, that will give the sound cue over, so Exus has a decent idea, has a much better chance. I thought Letney would at least be holding the cross. Instead, he was just looking to stay alive. Already, Exus is going to get 1 look for the second, but it's not quite to be. Letney will eventually finish the job. Give them a 14th round on the board. And Pride, well, with a bomb plant, gives them some extra cash. It's still not really enough for a buy. It's enough to get something, but it's not really enough to have that full investment. They can only get 1 AK on the board unless they drop head armor, which really does start making all these buys questionable. And again, I'm not really a fan of this, but they're sort of forcing the issue. They don't want this to go to overtime. I feel like that's pretty much the story of the map so far, in fact. Trying to sort of break the economy of the CTs too often, trying to force the issue, and oh no, it gets worse! Joxic with the double. It will be into a 2 versus 3 as the push now comes in onto the site. Looking for more will be Reetz, and it seems to be this duo that's bringing back these rounds at the moment for the T side. Manise has fallen deadly quiet, and the rest of the team not seemingly on the map as of yet, but Hunter brings it back once again. Only Reetz left, hiding in the smoke, goes for the push, finds the position of his opponent. But the problem is now Letney is going to be coming in from behind. Don't think he's actually spotted him, though. I don't think they know where he is. This is actually sneaky. He now knows where both players are. Reetz going to go for the first. Switches over and gets both as well. Very smart stuff from Reetz. Doesn't take the initial shot. Uses trigger control wisely and will clutch things out for his team. Mistakes made by Binary Dragons. No idea how they didn't spot him. And that will be 14-8. Clutches doing the job for Pride. CT side again. haven't been able to build up too much money. Because of that, 5-7 on Hunter, Nano with a UMP. Hasn't hindered them too often, but... Obviously, as we're seeing, not the only one thinking it. Is this too late for Pride to make their comeback? Seen crazier things in terms of stringing rounds together. They're only 6 rounds behind. Two players waiting. Position over towards truck as well from Emmy. Waiting for this push to come in. Now, at the moment, there's no mid control from the T's. This is just going to be a straight up push onto the site. Even the CT side's actually abandoning it as well. So, quite an interesting round that nobody's really taken control of this. Luz may be the man to do it, but I think he's going to go for a late flank along with this push. X's first man in, but it is Hunter 5-7. Is that really a hindrance as he hits the one-shot headshot? Letney, another with the AWP, but again, it's just going back and forward in these rounds. Luz, his late push comes in, and this is where you have to question that mid-control. Why is there nobody there? Instead, the CT's now going to look to retake it from Luz. Joxic has to finish the job as Neno with that UMP unable to connect. Still, 2 versus 2. Reets, no head armor. Utility not really going to be too useful as it's flashes. There's no Molotov to force them out of the back of the site. Neno spots Maniz, but Maniz takes the shot before he can even react. And now Joxic, 1 versus 2 with an AWP. He's not fancying it. Doesn't have a kit either, so just opt to save. And now, well, now things get a little bit more interesting. CT side pretty much invested everything into that round. They're only going to have 1,900 back in, although Maniz... Oh, I thought Reach was going to do the same thing. Maniz is actually going to throw away their AWP, so their round's going to be pretty costly as well in terms of rebuys. But really, the CT side should save here. Investing around the AWP would only really make sense if you're that dedicated to it. Because you have to think, even with the money they'll get next round, they're not going to have enough for an AWP unless they do a significant amount of damage, or unless Joxic buys it glass cannon. But even then, he still has to get a kill. Team 123, I think they're playing after this. I think they're playing at 7 PM UK time, 8 PM CST. I think that's when they're playing. As said, it is just going to be a save, though, from the CT side. Not anything invested other than this AWP, but Joxic's doing work. He's found himself the double. Can he do anything more, though? He's the only man with a gun in this team, so he has to. Now, well, trying to peek together to take another gun out of the hands. Hunter will be able to get one. Actually picks up the AWP as well, but Maniz will be there to deny the round for the CT side. Again, they're keeping the T's honest. Pretty much making it so that if they manage to win one round, they should end this game. Not literally, but in terms of the amount of money that the CTs will have. As said, Joxic, the only way he can get that AWP is if he goes glass cannon, which is exactly what he has done. Yeah, I will be casting this game on this channel, so if you are here for Hellcase, any of the games, they are going to be here. Maniz starts things off with a peek into Joxic. Trades are coming in over towards middle as Hunter's able to get away with an awful lot. Only one player on the site. Neno is going to start things off, and as said, they've set it up very well. He almost burns, but just survives to make it 15-10, and as said, it's pretty much a 2 versus 1. Or 2-4-1. Because you look at the money. They have to invest. Potentially the last round. Now, well, have to look and see what they can do. They have made a round out of just pistols before. This buy here, which I was completely against. A lot of that resulted in one individual bringing things forward. And, oh, come on. Reet's just like, okay, guys, let's set up into this round. I'm ready to go. Killed through a door. Not going to be helping them out in any way, shape, or form. Maniz will push out, gets himself the dig, but burns in the flames of Letney. And already this is over. X is going to push into the site, but b.dragons, they've taken themselves map number 1. And that will be Cash going the way of Binary Dragons. Of course, I'm pretty sure that is their map pick. So not really anything too surprising. They'll be able to go on to the second map, which will be Nuke. And I'm hoping that this scoreboard will update. Waiting for the magical man in a distant land to put in the numbers. But, Pride. Going on to Nuke, I think this is going to be interesting because they like these sort of pocket picks. They have maps that a lot of teams don't like to play. Oh, there goes my voice. They don't like to play. And I want to see if Binary Dragons actually have too much experience, too much knowledge of the map itself, and have the quick rotations that are necessary. Either way, all of that and more will be coming up after the break. And we will see you in just a moment. I don't know why I said we. I'm the only one here. I will see you in just a moment.